Hey everyone, so today we're going to look at something you might think is pretty simple, a calendar. But this isn't just any calendar. We're going to explore it as a guide to action, a map for allyship, and really a story of community. Let's dive in.
Right off the bat, I want you to know this is so much more than just a list of dates. You know, a calendar like this tells you where a community has been, the battles it's fought, and it really lays out a roadmap for all the work that's still left to do.
And that's the key, right? Every single date we're about to talk about is an open invitation. It's an invitation to learn something new, to remember our history, to celebrate, and honestly, the most important part, it's an invitation to just show up for your community in whatever way you can, big or small.
So let's start by looking at this thing not as a schedule, but as a living document. It's a reflection of shared values, and it weaves together a community's entire story, the good, the bad, and the triumphant.
Now, to really get why these days of remembrance and visibility are so incredibly important, we have to look back. We need to understand the history, the persecution, to see exactly what we're fighting for today. And our story starts in Germany almost 100 years ago.
So in the 1920s, Weimar Germany was this beacon of relative openness, especially in cities like Berlin. But just look at how fast that all came crashing down. The Nazis come to power in 1933, and it's like a switch flips. Queer spaces are shut down, laws get more and more aggressive, and by 1938, the threats escalate to imprisonment and unimaginable violence.
And this just puts it in stark contrast. It's night and day. During the Weimar Republic, you had famous cabarets, you had Magnus Hirschfeld's groundbreaking Institute for Sexual Science. I mean, this was cutting-edge stuff. There were even police-issued transvestite certificates that gave people some freedom to be themselves in public. Then the Nazis. The clubs are shut down, the Institute's books are burned, the certificates are revoked, and the people who held them are now targets. The entire community was forced underground.
And then you get these moments of just unbelievable courage. This is a quote from Liddy Backroff, a trans woman. She said this, her truth, directly to the police who were persecuting her. She was later murdered in a concentration camp, but her words live on as this incredibly powerful testament to defiance in the face of pure hate.
And the ideology that fueled all of this? Well, it has a name: transphobia. And it's important to understand this isn't just about one person's prejudice. It's a whole mix of cultural beliefs that bubble up as fear, as distrust, as hate. And as history shows us, when that gets baked into laws and policy, the results are absolutely devastating.
So that history is why this community calendar is so much more than a schedule. It is a modern-day framework for pushing back against that hate. It's a year of action. So what does that action look like right now, today?
Well, a huge part of showing up is just focusing on health and awareness. We've got dates all year dedicated to tackling specific health issues, like Bisexual Health Awareness Month or National Transgender HIV Testing Day. And of course, there's LGBTQIA+ History Month and World AIDS Day, which remind us of the stories and struggles that got us here.
And then we have the days of pure celebration and visibility. This is the direct answer to being forced into hiding. You have Pride Month, of course, but also all these other amazing days. International Transgender Day of Visibility, Lesbian Visibility Day, International Non-Binary Peoples Day. Each one is a chance to celebrate the incredible diversity of this community.
But action also means remembering. It means honoring the history of resistance, like the Stonewall Riots anniversary. It means we have to mourn the lives that were taken by violence, which we do on Pulse Remembrance Day and the Transgender Day of Remembrance. These are tough days for sure, but they are absolutely essential for solidarity.
And this is where it all becomes real, you know? It's not just about ideas and dates, it's about mobilizing right where you live. This protest in New York, with this whole coalition of local groups coming together, this is what showing up on the ground actually looks like. It's neighborhood solidarity in action.
Okay, so you know the dates, you see the local events happening, but how can you be a really good, effective ally when you show up? Let's break down some simple, practical steps.
Being an ally is a verb. It's something you do. First, it starts with the simple but profound act of respect. Use the right names and pronouns. If you mess up, and you probably will, just apologize quickly and move on. Don't make a big deal out of it. Second, listen and learn. And here's the thing, you don't have to understand everything about someone's identity to respect it. Then it gets powerful when you start to challenge transphobia in your daily life. And finally, it gets political when you show up, when you lend your voice and your presence where it's needed most.
And a huge part of this is just the words we choose.
Seriously, language matters. Little shifts make a huge difference. Using transgender as an adjective, so a transgender person, not a transgender, saying transition, not sex change, using phrases like assigned male at birth, this stuff isn't about being politically correct. It's about being accurate and respectful.
So we've covered a lot of ground here, right? We've gone from the history of persecution all the way to a modern calendar of action, and we've talked about the practical steps of allyship, which brings us right back to where we started, that invitation.
Honestly, by watching this, by learning about this, that's a fantastic first step. You're aware now. But the real question is, what are you going to do with that awareness? Are you going to mark a date on your own calendar? Are you going to practice using respectful language? Maybe you'll show up at a local event. The calendar is all laid out for you. Your invitation is open. The next step? Well, that's yours to take.